Hi, I'm Gail Williams, and I'm going to be making the Cherabea ankle holster. I've cut my pieces, my two bands. I cut my woven interfacing and fused it to my bands. Okay, the first thing we do is fold the 25-inch one in half, like this. And then we're going to mark the center. It's now 12 and a half. So get my marking pen. So 12 and a half would be 6 1/4. And then we're going to take this foam. I didn't have fusible foam, so I'm using double-sided tape. You can use fleece if you want. I'm using foam. And we center that on this panel. I'm just going to eyeball it. See, only half of your panel will get the foam or the fleece. And now we need to take it and fold in 1/2 inch on each end and press it. So I'm going to do that. This is how I measure mine. Put it on one line of a 1-inch square and fold it over to the other half. Do that on both bands. And I've already cut my hook and loop tape. And I'm going to take band 2, which is the short one, fold it in half, long ways. And I'm going to clip it together. Hold it. And then I'm going to make a mark on my top edge. This is the open edge. 2 inches to the right. 2 inches from the right. And I'm going to make a mark here. Then I'm going to insert the hook tape between the layers on the left side of the 2-inch mark with the hook side up. And I'm only going to leave about 1/8 of an inch sticking out. Like that. And clip that. And now I'll go and sew along each long end. Leave this open. I'm going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we've sewn this 1/4 inch seam allowance down each side, and I'm going to clip these little corners off. Turn this right side out. Oops. Push out the corners. And press it. And then we'll set that one aside for a minute. Now we're going to fold this band in half with right sides together. And clip it together. Now this time we're going to measure 4 1/2 inch from the top right edge. So 4.5 and mark it. Now we're going to put in the 4-inch piece of loop tape with the loop side up. That's the soft side, not the hard side. And we're going to insert that one to the left of the mark and clip it in place. And then we take this one and sew it down each long side with a 1/4-inch seam allowance. One more thing. When you sew down this side, you want to move this hook and loop tape, or your loop tape, out of the way so you don't sew over it. You only want to sew over it on the top. Okay, sewn down both sides. Trimming the strings off, clip the corners, and turn it right side out. This side won't be so easy because it's longer. And I'm going to push out the cornice. Okay. I'm going to turn it right side out. Press it, and here's what they'll look like. And we want to take them back to the sewing machine and top stitch along each long edge. Okay, we've done that. Now we're going to lay band 2 on top of band 1, matching up our Velcro, the hook and loop tape, and we're going to clip those together. I'll put one in the bottom. Okay. Now we're we're going to move the right side of the band over 1/4 inch. If I can get it to be still. I'm going to move it over 1/4 inch. And I'm going to clip that right there. Top and bottom. Now we're going to take it back to the sewing machine and sew down both edges of the short piece here. Mine's going to be a little crooked. There, got it. See, this is going to bunch up a little bit right here. That's what we want. So I have sewn down both sides. You sew first 1/8 inch and then sew another line 1/4 inch. Do that on both sides of band 2. Okay, we got that done. So we're going to draw a line that is 2 inches. You need to flatten that out. We want to measure 2 inches over from the edge of band 2. And draw a line. Doesn't look like it, but it will be. This is where our clip pocket is. And we're going to take this to the sewing machine. I'm going to put my clips back on. Hold it straight. And lining up my bottom. And we're going to sew down this edge, this line, down this, we're going to sew down this line. We're going to pivot down here at the bottom and go back across over to the edge, this edge, and then back stitch here and there. Okay, now that's your clip pocket. See? Now we're going to push the band flat to the left side of the clip pocket. And it's going to bow a little bit here. We're going to make a mark on the top edge, 1/2 inch from the clip pocket. So let's do that. Get a hold of it. Make a mark here. And then on the bottom, 1.5 inches. Mark there. After you've made your marks here and there, mine's not showing up, but I'm going to have to mark it again. I'm running out of ink. You will take it to the machine and sew a diagonal line from here, your 1/2 inch mark up here, to your 1.5 inch down here. And pivot And so back to the clip pocket. If you want, you can sew another line, or you can leave it a single line. The double line gives it a little more stability. So I'm going to do double line on mine. Okay, I didn't tell you to draw a line, but after you make your marks 1/2 inch over and 1.5 inch over, then place your ruler, line your ruler up with those lines, and draw a line down so you'll have a guide for sewing it. Okay, now that part's done. I'm going to turn it over and clip some more. And now we're going to push our fabric over from the left side, and we're going to clip that together to hold it like that. And we're going to make a mark on the top left edge over 1/2 inch. And then 1.5 inches at the bottom. Mine's a little bit uneven, so I'm going to pull it in place and clip it. So we got this 1/2 inch up here. Where 1.5 is down here. And I'll pull that clip over here. It'll probably be in my way, huh? I'm going to go draw my line. Going to draw our line from our 1/2 inch to our 1.5 inch. And then we're going to take this to the sewing machine and draw down that line. We're going to pivot and go back over here. And then I'm also going to do the double line over here too. And what I did here was, when I sewed my second line down, I pivoted and went back and sewed back to my first line and then back stitched. So I'm going to go and sew it. Okay. Now, this part of the band is done. Just for your weapon pocket. There's Velcro goes over it. Okay. It says to cut your 2-inch wide hook tape and 2-inch wide loop tape to 2 3/4 inches long. Okay, I've cut my hook and my loop. It's now 2 3/4 inches long. We're going to center the hook tape piece with the rough side up on the edge of band 1. And so I'm assuming it's over here. And I'm going to clip it in place. And we'll sew it all the way around. We're going to use an 1/8 inch seam allowance, and then we'll use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we'll be sewing around it twice with small stitches and back stitching at start and stop. Okay. So we've sewn the rough side of the hook and loop tape onto the end. Now we're going to get our elastic. Okay, I marked mine 1/2 inch. I've got 4 inches because I'm making this for a man's ankle and I don't know the size, so I marked mine at a 1 inch on one end because that's where I want to place it inside my band. So we take the fuzzy side of the Velcro and place it on the other end of that. I'm going to clip this together. I'm going to sew around these 3 edges twice, and along that edge once. I'm going to zigzag along this one. Okay, I've sewn my Velcro to my elastic. Zigzagged along the edge. Now, get these off. We're going to take this and we're going to stick it in the back side here. So then when you fold this over, you're going to clap like that. The two is going to meet together. So we're going to put it inside our band 1. And now I will flip it together. I want it to be straight. So we're going to sew 1/8 inch down the edge. Then we're going to sew another line that is 1/4 inch down the edge. Okay. Where's those threads at? There. Clip your threads. Clip all your threads. Fasten it together. This fastens like this. And there you go. It's all done. Stretches it back here. The pocket is here. Okay. You're all done.